Greetings, greetings. I apologize for being a little late this evening. I'm going to wait for the butterflies to jump on, and we're just going to talk um, today about some background things. So, as we wait for the butterflies to come on, let's put a little music on. Let's
When's the
put a
last
little
time you were starstruck? You were like,
manifestation music on. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and that y'all had a good day today. Don't fall into that, oh, it's Monday, dread stuff. No, it's another beautiful day. It's the Rashani. Okay, here
all
they
right, have you
come.
seen those ads saying you can get GLP-1 for $99 per month?
Here they
Not
come.
be fooled. That is not the price of GLP-1.
Hey, Rajani. There's Ashley. So what's going on, ladies? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's day?
It's a rough day, but I'm here.
Okay,
Doing well.
awesome.
How are you today?
You know what? I'm well. So, we really didn't have a show for tonight. And I was going to think about introducing the new web page. And I might still do that. I think for the most part, it's done. There was like one or two things that still needed to be tweaked. Um, but I think for the most part, I can show it. So, and then I just want to just be real, you know, and talk about where we're at, as far as how long we've been pressing, and where we really at as a group, for it, and what does it feel like, after all these years of still pressing and still believing, and the background for those that maybe are just starting their entrepreneurship mission and might get discouraged after the first one or two no's, after the first couple of months of no's. And here we are, years, decades. I mean, I can't say decades because it wasn't always a program. It's just how I lived my life, right? But you all have known me for as long as I've said I'm going to turn this into a program, right? Before I think I actually, from the very beginning, when I got the call spiritually that this was going to be a program, way back when, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was still so, so jacked up, to tell you the truth, even though I'd come so far from the streets. So when, it's so funny because, like, for Ashley, who knows me as who she knows me as, and then to put Rita, my best friend, on, who's been with me my whole life, they know two completely different people. Two complete, because when I moved to California, I had a choice. I had a choice to start over and to change my life and to be who I wanted to be, not who I had been known as, labeled as, prosecuted as, and all the things about being in your hometown when you grow up in your hometown, right? Hey Asia, how are you? Tonight we're just having some real conversation about where we're at emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, um, being on this journey, and for the length of time that we've been on the journey. And even yourself, who's been here now, getting ready to go on, it's past a year now, hasn't it been? Yeah, right. And so, not that we're weary, But we just want to share encouragement with those that might just be starting out your entrepreneur journey and think that it's going to happen right away, overnight. For some people, it does happen right away. For other people, it's a little shorter process, but they get there. And then there's other people that it just takes, when it's time, it'll be time. And that's all that it is. And we just keep on going and smiling and building and then being connected and then saying, oh, that connection wasn't something that was going to last. And it hurts a little bit, but you keep on going. And you keep on going, you keep on going, knowing that it's going to happen. And that's the difference. There's not one doubt. There's not one doubt in my mind that it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. But when you've been given something that's really, really, really special, I tell people, it's not the program, it's not what I'd been given that took so long, but it was me being able to stand on what it is that I'm saying, because it's not for so long. It's okay. I'm just ahead of you. I'm falling. I'm getting up with you guys. I'm falling. I'm getting up with you guys. But it comes to a point where no, you got to stand, and you can't keep falling if you're going to lead this. If you're going to lead this organization, so then it began that it's serious, intense work on myself while still walking with a select group of young women, and every now and then letting some more in. But really, truly, it's just being our community. And our community is bigger than me, Raj, and Ashley. There's Destiny, there's Anita, there's Courtney, there's you could just name them, because it wasn't a program. It was simply how I lived my life. And this is what I want us to understand as well, for my older, more mature people that are out there. It's not always about materialistic things. It's not about having to have everything together. It's just simply about noticing them and giving them time. And so for me, although it's been so many years, I don't feel as though I'm out of time or that I'm not on time. Because I know now, because if you also understand and walk with me, the tests that I go through are not small tests. They're not small tests at all. I wish I could go through some little teeny test. The tests that come to me try to take my head off. And those that don't know that, I don't talk about the trauma. I don't talk about all the stuff that I'm going through after having 3 bullets ripped through my body. You don't hear about the things in that battle of going into my 60s and feeling that my body and what's going to really happen and how much of my lifespan has been taken up, because I don't come with all of that. All I come with is, let's go, let's get it, let's get these babies, let's talk to these babies, let's go, let's get it. Who can we talk to today? Every day behind the scenes, we're doing something and we're working because of what we've built. Because of what we built, and we know that it works. And so with that, I'll be quiet, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tag Ashley, and whatever flows, because none of it, we're not scripted. Tonight,
Right.
just come in like they didn't even know what we were talking about till they just popped on, because I didn't know what we were talking about till we just popped on. So.
Right. No, it's all good. It's interesting because my pastor's sermon this week was talking about using your story to help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And And then this morning's Monday morning manna was about like what's stopping you from doing what God has called you to do, right? And for me, I said it, it's the nerves, it's the fear of failure, or the fear that people won't accept it or accept you in that way. And it's like, it's great because one of the things he talked about yesterday was like, think about the people that you looked up to and reached out to, and just sometimes just watched and how their story inspired your story. And I think about people like Shell, like Arike, because there's a handful of women in my life, and she is one of them, and we all know this, that just watching her overcome and get back up, like no matter how many times they knocked her down, she just overcome and get back up, overcome and get, like you literally never let anything stop you, like literally anything. I remember when I call you when you were in the hospital, when you got shot, and I'm like, I'm gonna come out there. You're like, no, wait. We gotta do this program. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, you just never give up. You keep on fighting. You keep on going. And like I said, and the same way that you use your story to help and inspire me is the same way that I, use my story to help and inspire others. Again, I say it all the time, like watching you when we was on Tuolumne, watching you get up and go to work every day was craziness. Nobody on that block went to work. Not one person on that block went to work besides Arike, period. And just seeing that, like, you weren't going to let your surroundings, your circumstances, whatever, stop you. We're going to keep going. And when I went to the streets, when I went in and out of jail, when I was like just doing all kind of unnecessary stuff, I still knew that I could overcome this when I get it together. I'm in corporate America, have been for years now. And I tell my story, proudly, I don't hide it. I'm like, none of that. Like, they know who I am when I walk in the door, because I want you to, I'm like, I don't want no surprises.
I never heard nothing.
Don't come back talking about you ran my record and found out. Well, no, I'm gonna let you know. But they also appreciate it, right? It helps them, especially in the medical field. It helps them bring in more people. It helps other people, change their lives and things like that. And one of the things that I do is I look at, where you come from, right? Whether it's, selling drugs, prostitution, just abuse in itself, and see like what worked best for you. And then I will help guide you to the career that you're supposed to be in based on your skill set. Like, you can use those same skills in an appropriate way, and I learned that, and I use my story to help and inspire others the same way that Arike has done for me. And I appreciate that.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. I was looking at pictures, we have stories.
Yes.
It go all the way back. I was looking at pictures I was like, Raj, look at your little face, your little chubby, your little cheeks were a little chubbier. Like, you could see the maturity in her face now,
Yeah.
And same with you, Ashley.
Yeah.
We go back
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
And this is why I really want people to understand this isn't something that we're talking about trying out.
Right.
This isn't just another nonprofit because somebody went to school or somebody has a hard time and wrote a book about it, and not knocking any of those things. But this is how we actually have lived our life, and we're still living it. And so with Ashley, it's been 26 years, about 26 years. With Rajani, it's been about 16 years. In Asia, just answered the call about almost a year and a half ago. I mean, she's been with us. And so, and this is, in the background, we have this beautiful, wonderful organization. Was actually our community, and we're like, look at, if y'all sisters would just take a moment and come on over and check us out, and understand though that what we have, we don't just toss. And had we just tossed it the first time something got uncomfortable, and this is what I try to convey in the love that I try to show with the girls, even myself, mind you, being uh, out there, you know what I mean, out there to where I am today. And again, Rajani came in at a whole nother place where Ashley knew me. Ashley knew me, I was still in the mud. Okay, I was coming out the mud, but I was still in the mud. Okay, when Ashley called, meaning like if somebody called and was like, what? Put my sneakers on, get my Vaseline. What you talking about? Like in the mud. Okay, like it wasn't no, let's talk about it, let's be reasonable. It wasn't that. I was still very much street, but had this calling. And this is what people have to understand. What I have had to walk out in my own mind, the things that I've had to walk out in life with nobody coming to rescue me, and to be able to figure that all out and become and write and walk with y'all. I'm turning back and giving to y'all and trying to figure out for myself, going through heartbreak, going through my heart being manipulated and broken and way.
I mean, sometimes
Codename.
you said we was not scripted and we was telling the truth.
I should be telling the truth. But you know, these are people a long time ago. But these are people that I gave my heart, making the men the prize, in worshiping them and buying them and taking care of them doesn't mean that you're a good woman. It actually means you're a little naive, that you actually don't have self-esteem. And so I understand all that because I've been there. I've had to walk it out. And I've had to walk it out while I had young girls like Ashley paying attention to me. She seen me from going to the club and hanging out and always having a drink. And drink, I mean drink, because I could drink, honey. To seeing me go and put a Friar Tuck collar on and start laying hands and worshiping in the parks and in churches and through ministry. And she's watched my life change. And that's when Rajni met me. Rajni met me on the swing. I wasn't in the clubs no more. Okay. Rajni met me on the swing of I'm in the streets now. I've always been in the streets doing ministry, no matter what. Even when I was drinking, I was doing ministry. But but it was different because I was starting to clean up. But even then, it was a process. Raj can tell you, she's seen some difference and some changes, right? Because we're growing. But if we were to throw each other away every time it got uncomfortable, we wouldn't be here now and have this longevity and have this beautiful community that we have. And I'm so thankful for Asia to be here she gets to see me at a whole nother level. She probably like, what? Yeah, because I'm at a whole nother place now where she is coming to meet me. But I've always told you ladies, other girls will never know me the way you do. No matter how much I love or whatever, they will never really know me the way that Ashley knows me, because we grew together. We're growing up together, transitioning through womanhood together. And so this isn't just something that somebody decided to throw together because COVID or because Chat GPT or AI. this is really how we walk. And because of that, now I see Ashley doing and having hers. Rajni's always been in the community doing her thing. And here come Asia. And we can't wait to just get her in front of the people. And by the way, she just wrote some books, and we'll let her tell you where to go get them in a second. Okay, she just published some of her books as well. So okay, I'm coming down up to you, Rashani. You got the mic, girl.
So as Ashley was talking, excuse me, it was reminding me of our show last week as far as, developing mentors and how, mentor is just someone, who doesn't have to be perfect. And matter of fact, is often more effective when they're not, or when they at least have a story, you know. And Ashley basically spoke just that, right? As far as how that's what she witnessed from you, Miss Enrique, and I can attest to that as well. But then now that's how she, demonstrates to others. And I could say, the same thing for myself, whenever talking or being with younger people, or even just, other sisters, just telling my story, and there's nothing better, nothing more powerful than your story. And so I love that with Pi, that is the cornerstone, right, of our program is, or our program / community / ecosystem, right? That it's not, that it's built from your story. And one of the first things that young ladies get to do when they come in is to tell their story. And actually, I had the opportunity to be part of the first anthology, So You Think You're Grown. And so I've had the opportunity to tell my story. And, there's just so much power in listening to people, and giving power to people's voices. And I would say Pi big on that. So yeah, with that, I will pass the mic back to you, Miss Rika.
All right, I'm coming. I'm trying to fix my fan.
I guess I could have waited.
Hot flashes were coming. I was trying to reach over and knock the whole thing out the wall. So yeah, I was looking at our pictures today, and we go back 2012. We have pictures of Rajani and myself all over the country, in different places, starting in Sacramento, Yuba City, and then I think, did I go to Atlanta, or you came here? You came here. Yeah, I went to Yuba. You came here to Massachusetts. Then we went to St. Kitts. Somewhere.
I think we were in Georgia together at one point.
Yeah.
We were in Georgia together at one point.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have lots of pictures, Okay, Asia, anything you would like to chime in and say about your experience, your time with us?
I've missed part of it because my service is acting really weird because of the storm that's happening here. So I kind of got like bits and pieces of what y'all were talking about, but I don't exactly quite know what y'all were talking about.
Okay, well, we're just talking about our relationship and being in this little family right here, and the amount of time that it's taken for Pi, and emotionally, where we at? Are we tired? What have we learned? We're just shooting whatever is coming to mind about being. Yeah, what we are accomplishing as a team, and excited to do, and just sharing with the people, like, this wasn't something out of a book, like we're learning and growing together and coming to put this organization together. And as a matter of fact, the organization will only actually become when other women start to join us, right? Our success means other women have come in and they've gone through the pathway. And I'll show you all a little bit of the website after Asia shares with us anything she'd like to share just about being on the journey. And then also tell us about your book.
Okay.
Get it.
I'm not good with reading off script.
No script today.
I know. But I mean, the journey with y'all has been amazing. It's been over a year and it doesn't feel like a year, honestly. But I really love my time with you all as a group, and learning and experiencing what it's like to be a part of a Black women's group and organization, because I've never had that. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's really it. I love y'all.
Yes, and we love you too. And what, Asia, we're so thankful because you have the spirit of the young lady that we're looking to come in. Because you came in not knowing that we're not completely, it's like, hey, I'm doing something, I'm giving it away for free. Come on in, let's, we're building. And so, some people aren't here, couldn't see it. And understanding that, okay, we're still in the building. We're still, we've lived this way. But now turning it into an organization is something completely different. And nobody's built a business.
Right.
I've never built a business. I didn't go to business school. You know what I mean? And then again, as I was saying, it's also, as we all know, a spiritual thing, very spiritual. And spirit doesn't do like man, where it just says, okay, go ahead, even though you're not ready. I'm going to give you everything. No, I think a lot of protection, because now when I go forth, I can stand like, can't nobody say nothing. If somebody does bring something up, and it's been so long, isn't God good? Look where I'm standing now, though. Because I was out there Lord knows what could pop up. I try, you try to make sure that, when you were in the dirt, I was in the dirt before I came to California. And when I got to California, there was one time where I dipped off, and so in the very, very beginning, and so you never know, right? I've always tried to say, don't nobody take no picture or whatever, but I would say, because I always knew one day God's going to use me one day, right? But you never know. But I tell you this, let it come on with it, because my character has been so outstanding.
I'm sorry, but that was so funny because you really did use like, don't take no picture.
Don't take no pictures of me. I wasn't playing.
This is not playing.
God's gonna use me one day. Do not take no picture of me with nothing in my hand, sipping, drinking, nothing. I've always been that way. Dead up, right? And people would laugh at me. I said, I don't care. And I said, go. I used to go into places and say, you want my autograph? Take it and keep it, because it's gonna mean something. Ashley, tell you, I would go into places, be like, listen, before I leave, because I'll quit a job fast in a hurry.
Yes.
I work for me. I was telling my dad the other day, I don't know. People thought I was so surprised that I end up actually leaving corporate America. Because if you think about it, I consulted for 14 years. It wasn't until Kaiser Permanente that I sat down at a regular job. I used to work as a consultant, had 3 or 4 different agencies working for me. I'd walk in a place, okay, how much you paying? How much are you paying? And negotiate my way up. Were you still saying that $15 as medical billing? No, boo, no. And then I got the girls together and said, come on, let's get together. So I've always been putting us together to move us and advance us. Come on, y'all, let's get together. Let's go to Oakland. They're paying $18 an hour. We're all single mothers. We didn't have no making $14 an hour living in California. To go by yourself wouldn't make no sense, right? But when you put everybody, 4 or 5 people together, that cuts down on the gas. You switch cars for the wear and tear. Now we making money because we going down there and we coming back with Oakland paychecks. Come on, I was putting people on. Let's do some. Come on now. I've always been that one to say, let's work together. Let's work together. Let's work together. If we work together, and unfortunately, what was happening was, though, I kept finding people that weren't healed, and hurt people, and that's why when we talk and we come into purifications, before we ask you anything, we show you who we are. Originally, 5 S's in a C, that's me, which is my story. And how we have it, we've been online for years, and how we have it is I'm doing the video and I'm talking about my story. And then you have your 2 facilitators, and after I'm done, they'll stop. And now they know how to interject themselves into the story. And then they work on the workbook, which extracts now from those that are in the room and pulls them in. That used to be the first introduction. However, the Butterflies wrote a book in 2020. And we did very well in our marketing. And then the editor or something messed up. We ended up going to court for 3 months. We lost all of the pre-sales, and it was a mess. But anyways, I want to go back and get that book so they can have a little something. So I said, we're going to start with that book. But even with starting with that book, what that does, that's their story. So Rajani's in that book. So Rajani telling her story. Zanita's telling her story. Oni, who's from Nigeria, is telling her story. Sequoia's telling her story. Erica's telling her story. And Simone's telling her story. These are young women from all different parts of the United States and Africa. Back 2020, that's 6 years ago for them. Okay? But yet and still, so if we first come in, that first 8 weeks, they're sitting down with the butterflies. And they're hearing their story first before we're even asking them. Before we even ask you to tell us about you, we're sharing who we are. We're sharing who we are with you. And we're doing it in a way that is healing, teaching, and chiseling all that hardness away. And so by the time that you're done, you'll have your own book. You'll know how to market your book. And everything that I teach is duplicatable. So before, it was duplicatable, take and go. No, because now we also have a for-profit arm coming. So let's go over now and share with y'all the new PI. We are still PI. We are still Purifications International Enterprise. However, that is now our LLC. The enterprise makes more sense, right? For it to be on that side, right? And so we are now, I don't know how to share my screen. I'm not on Zoom now I think about it. I guess I won't.
There's a plus box down at the bottom.
Yes, I see it. Okay. Oh, okay, I see it. All right. Let me make sure the page is up first. But yeah, I don't feel no way tired. I understand that there is a level of being able to carry and walk out, because the last thing that our community needs is somebody else coming out just trying to make a name for themselves, trying to be a guru. And I believe that I had to go through every storm that you can imagine to make sure that when the finances and the money does come, because trust, that's one thing. I was looking at the numbers the other day. I was like, whoo, Lord, we sitting on multi-millions. And the beautiful thing about it, that means you know how many young ladies are coming through the program. It is not even that many, because the way that it's set up, the infrastructure set up, and the downloads just finished coming. And honestly, it took getting hurt one more time. It took connecting to somebody, another sister that I was like, yes, it's all. And then when I stood in my truth about something, the sister just disappeared. And anybody that knows me knows that's not how we do things. That is not how I share with young women about healing. We're talking about healing, y'all. We're talking about healing, real sistership. How can you not even have a conversation with your sister? And in all honesty, had I treated her the way that she treated me, I never would have responded, and I just would have ghosted her, because the first offense came through something that she said. But as I say, we learn to stand and hear our voice. So when we feel that something's going on that doesn't feel good, rather than getting on the phone, we go back to the sister and say, hey, let's talk about this. Thank you so much for caring. But however, you took it a little far, and you started analyzing and you started doing these things. And that part made me feel not good, because you were wrong. And everything that you were saying and you were assessing, I didn't say that though. But the bottom line is it didn't feel good because it didn't align. And so rather than taking that and sitting with that, and every time the sister says, I'm just, and having that grow. No, that's a conversation. Just like any other relationship. If it was a man that you were wanted to be involved with, would you have just let it go just like that? If not, why your sister? See, we have to be able to take the time to know that when we don't know each other and we're coming in, here's another thing. You don't know if you're healed until you get into another situation. I can say I'm healed all day long because I'm by myself. Or if I'm with just the group that I'm with. Not me though, because my girls know they'll call me out. Wake up, Raj. They'll call me out. Right? But this is the realness of what it is that we do here. And this is how seriously that I take it. The butterflies will also tell you, if I'm off and we're doing a training, what do I tell y'all?
Take over.
Take over. I will not even teach if I know that I'm off. If there's something going on with me and a sister, whatever, and there's no peace, I'm not coming to teach. It's that serious for me. We're not used to each other taking accountability, but we got to be able to give each other the voice, for each one has the the ability to stand in their truth, including me. What makes people think that I don't get to stand in my truth or my boundaries to make myself, to contain myself and to keep myself the same things that I'm teaching, I have to live. So when it comes up in a loving man, I must have read that letter to 5 people. I'm exaggerating, but accountability. Can somebody else, sister, read this and tell me how is it offensive? Is it, please explain to me how a conversation didn't come out of that, but instead you're out of here. We will never be able to build if we keep doing that. We will never be able to heal for real and everybody be able to stand in their own voice if we keep doing that every time something gets uncomfortable. We want to give voice, and that's for real. A lot of people don't want to do the work. They want to be performative. I am not performative. We do the work for real. We just went through a situation over the weekend, a very personal one, another battle for myself. I'm very transparent with them. And the reason why, because I told them some things. And every person that I told what I was getting ready to do, when I said I was getting ready to get in the air, every person I told, I had to call and say, I'm going to stand on my character. And I won't do it. And this is why. See, these are lessons. They come. And sometimes you might, but it's okay. When you get, but hold on. I was starting to, but hold on a second. And that test kept coming at me. I passed it the first time. Then it hit me again with some more emotional stuff. Really big emotional stuff. It's not no play, right? And I started to bend. I had to step back up as hard as it was and say, no, sir. Because it's not just about the other person. What do I got to lose? My reputation, my character, everything that I stand for on sisterhood. How would that look? For another sister and knowing won't be me. Been down that road before. Took 8 years to get off that merry-go-round. So we it's real life. This ain't play over here. It's not textbook over here. It's real life, and we go through it. We go through situations, real life situations with one another. We have buried mothers. We have seen divorces. We have gotten people out of domestic violence, in our earlier days. And now to see where everybody is now, that's the result. That's the evidence-based. That you can't tell us that we're not evidence-based. 20 years. I believe 20 years following the study or something and seeing how it works. Well, hell, Ashley's out 26. It came to us at 17 and a half. In her 40s. And now she's here directing, giving back. Rajni's coming up on her 20 years. Courtney got 20. Destiny started at 14. She 36. You know what I mean? So come on, evidence-based. Come on, evidence-based. Oh, yes, we are. And we're here. And we are ready. It's been, I'm so happy. We is ready, honey. We is ready. We ready. And that's what I was saying. It took my heart to get broken one more time by a sister for me to put the last piece together and realize we don't need nothing else or nobody else to do anything else. We got it. We got it. We got it. We need to open the door for the sisters that need to come on in. When I look now and see, because I'm always trying to extend the olive branch to other people to come on in, let's do it together, which another part of the downfalls of us, because it's not working with people and then it falls apart. And then we got to come back over here and I'll be like, oh, sorry, it didn't work. Let's get back to this. Oh, guess what? This is going to work. Come on, let's go. Whoop, don't work. Come on. Okay. All right. And so that's happened a few times. And now I think that I finally have my heart understanding that it's okay to want to help. And it's okay, but you don't need nothing else for Pi except to go get the money and open the doors. You don't need nothing. You guys we are full wraparound services all by ourselves. And now just sit. We in classes now. We pitch in another couple of weeks to the first set of investors. We're looking for volunteers. We are looking for volunteers to do some telephone work. Okay. So if you are interested, if you have a couple of hours out the day, please reach out to us. And yes. Okay. Let's get this website so we can get off. Let me see if it's ready now. Okay. Oh, why am I going to Zoom? We are not on Zoom. Force a habit. Share screen. Oh, wow. Okay. This is different. Can y'all see it? I can't hear you.
No, we can't.
No.
You can't see it?
You gotta
No.
bring it to the stage. I'm gonna help you out.
There we go.
I don't even know what's going on or how it did all that. So how do I move the page? Oh, let me see. No, that's Leap Studio.
It's your screen. So whatever you do on your screen, we'll see.
Girl, I have no idea. You see it now?
Yes.
Well, from survivor to leader, from healing to legacy. Okay, you're scrolling down. We see that.
Okay. All right. So this talks about some of the recognized contracts that we already have. We have the KBSA contract, which is a government contract through the Massachusetts Women of Color Network. We have our fiscal sponsorship through Angels for Angels. I am a certified peer specialist. We have endorsements for the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And this is the biggest part that I wanted to show and share. And the butterflies are seeing this for the first time tonight as well. So Pi is not a single program, it's a progression. It's a complete ecosystem from your first step of healing to a life of leadership, economic independence, and lasting legacy. So what every woman moves through. Ashley, can you read that? Read those for us?
It's too small for me, honey.
Okay.
No.
I don't know how to make it bigger for you guys. So I'll just read through it. So one is the heal, where you reconnect with yourself, release what was done to you, and begin from wholeness, not the wound. So a lot of other places really keep wanting you to open the wound, open the wound, open the wound. Here we don't focus on the wound. We don't focus on the wound.
I did figure out how to make the screen bigger so I can see now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Number 2, build character. Develop the inner foundation, integrity, accountability, discernment, and true love for self.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, find your voice. Tell your story, write your chapter, become a published author, speak with power and purpose. Number 4, lead. Step into leadership roles, build teams, facilitate, inspire others through your transformation. Step 5, create economic opportunity. Launch a business, master sales and marketing, earn certification, and build financial independence. And step 6, leave a legacy. Contribute to your community, mentor the next generation, build something that outlasts you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. Okay. So outcomes, not activities. What do women become through PI? So every cohort participate leads with tangible real world outcomes, not just healing, but evidence of information. So I'm not going to go through all of these because Ashley kind of just did, but we do have ways that we help them with speaking, entrepreneurship, sales and marketing, again, their character, becoming a published author, certified through us, a community leader, facilitator, healthy discernment, and lifelong sisterhood. And so far, we have been, as we were just talking about earlier, this was us before there was a program. Before I even came to California, when I met Ashley, I had been doing this well before, started right on the streets of Massachusetts, right in the house that I'm in actually today. And so for 30 plus years, I've been in the community working with young women. Since 2011, we have actually been virtual. We are in reach 2 countries. Actually, it's more than that. We have 3 community ecosystem partners, and we formally reincorporated in Massachusetts in 2024. So transformation is not what we say, it is what they become. And so here's some voices from the Pi Sisterhood. So these have Ashley, Rajani, and Asia. And this is how you can get in contact with us. Okay, so let's go here. Raj, you want to do this one?
Sure. Well, let me zoom into. Okay, ancestral healing, a deep remembering. PI is a certification pathway specializing in the healing of Black and Brown women. You won't find our framework in any Western book or trauma-informed care. This is spiritual healing from our DNA, bringing us back to a deep remembering of who we were before we were interrupted. Western frameworks don't fit us. We cannot expect our healing to come from a system that won't even recognize the horrific things our ancestors endured. No one starts to tell the truth about the true No one wants to tell the truth about the true levels of trauma in the African American community, the deep intergenerational layers. Let's be brutally honest. Western frameworks do not fit us. To restore the African American community, it will take more than what can be taught in any textbook. So stop looking into books and curriculums that never had your heart, mind, and emotions at the forefront.
Okay. And I will do meet Enrique, and then we will stop and we will continue next week because it's already 8 o'clock. And I said it was going to be a short show. So, of course, this is about me. And I did not just survive, I built something from it. I am the founder and executive director of PI, Pathways to Inspiration and Empowerment, an organization built from lived experience long before institutions caught up with what I already knew. And so, as a young mother with my 3 sons, at the very start of the journey, trying to figure it out, healing, true love, yet always opening my heart and my home to others. And this is, I was just the baby. And look how grown they were already, and look how young I am, you know? So, a young mother trying to figure it out. And the road that I built, I was 18 years old, a single mother living at the Emmaus House shelter in Haverhill, Massachusetts. I didn't end up there because my family failed me. Like so many young girls carrying unaddressed childhood trauma, we didn't have, we did not have Me Too back then. So instead, I hid the truth from people who loved me most. The pain expressed itself as rebellion. My father, a man of standards, would not compromise, so he put me out. But he never fully left me. Through every pregnancy, every season of struggle, every chapter that tested me and him, he was there for me and my children. My parents were not the problem. The trauma that I had yet named was. Then came the change, the loss that changed everything. 7 months into my final pregnancy, I lost my mother. The woman who was not just my mother, but my best friend, my sister, my closest confidant. And in a single season, grief and new life arrived together. That profound earth shifting loss became the turning point between my father and myself, forcing us toward each other when everything else should have pulled us apart. To this day, my father is my greatest place of security as a woman, not because life has been easy, but because love, when it is real, does not require perfection to endure. And this is the foundation Pi is built on. For over 30 years, long before the world had a name for it, I've been doing what's now called trauma-informed care, using my own healing, my own losses, my own hard worn wisdom to walk alongside women carrying what I once carried myself. A survivor who became a leader, carrying some of the longest standing impact within my community. I am proof of that. I did not wait for a lane to be created. I built the road. And this is my foundation. It's my mother, who is my best friend, my father, the Marine, and this me and daddy throughout the years. So, what I bring to every room: authority of lived, precision of the refined. Whether I'm inside a correctional facility leading a spiritual restorative session, standing before a cohort of women in transitional housing, or on the stage of a national conference, I bring the same thing: the authority of someone who has lived what I teach, and the precision of someone who has spent three decades refining it. There is no room where I don't belong. There's no woman I cannot reach. Some of the topics that I talk about are trauma-informed leadership, character as the core of sustainable leadership, sound healing and the whole body restoration, woman wealth and the power of legacy, healing as a foundation for economic empowerment, spiritual wellness and restorative practice, and building ecosystems from the inside out. And so here are just some of the things um, in St. Kitts, doing some healing circles, in St. Kitts teaching, and again, a circle from stages to government rooms. So this is me, a keynote in Springfield, Massachusetts, South Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida. Just a young woman herself trying to figure it out. When older women in the world decided to see value in me, I decided to see value in others. Before there was a curriculum, before there was a certification, before there was an organization with a name, there was a young mother with 3 sons, a heart had been broken open in a determination to make sure the girls coming up behind her would not have to walk alone. She poured into Little Queen, she poured into Miss Model, she poured into every young woman who's crossed her path, long before anyone called it mentorship. This is how she became the community restoration specialist she is today. And this is why she returned to keep walking with women as we transition through womanhood. 3 decades documented, and then just again some of my credentials and to book me. So that is some of our new site. You also can go to piepurifications.com. It's still the same credential and see the rest of it. I'm still putting pictures and stuff on it, but this is basically, if you want to know what pi is, you can go, and you'll see. The next one is our programs, but again, it's after 8 o'clock. I'm not going to keep them on any longer. We'll come back for part 2 next week, where we're just keeping it real to heal over here. And so, anybody have any last words?
No, ma'am.
All right. Until next week, we will see y'all later. Good night from my heart to yours.